Pathfinders, hi! You're more than welcome to the officially Braless podcast. I'm your host, Babs, and I'm very happy to indulge you in this conversation about social anxiety. The title of this episode is From 100% to 0% in 5 seconds. When the social battery decides to deplete itself in seconds, and suddenly you find yourself in a panic mode. And I believe this happens to the best of us. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about my experience. I want to also talk about in ways it has affected me and some coping mechanisms that I'm trying to adapt to. And if you are like me, this is an episode to listen to. If you want to be a pathfinder, look no further. All you have to do is check out my link tree, which is in literally all my social media platforms, but you can also check on YouTube. The link is right there. You can click on it, check out my YouTube, check out all my social media platforms, which are TikTok, Instagram, check out YouTube, and subscribe, check out all the episodes, listen in and comment, and you'll be a pathfinder. That's all you need to do. It doesn't take you even more than a minute. So yeah, pathfinders, as the pathfinders, we are a very good group of people. We find new ways, we find new paths, we discover new things, and we also help other people do the same. And I believe that's what this podcast is doing for other people. I hope so. I really hope so. But before we get into it, how was your week? Mine, well, how was my week? My week wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. I would have wanted it to be a little bit eventful, but it wasn't. Well, because my birthday is next week. Yes, my birthday is next week. I am turning 28 years old. Wow. That's a good number. I am so grateful to God for that new number, which takes me to the next segment of the podcast, which is the gratitude segment. I forgot to add it into the previous episode, so now I can add it into this one. I am so grateful to God for life. I am so grateful to God for my friends, for my family, for the opportunities that He has given me in this 27th year. And I'm looking forward to what He has in store for me. And I believe that my 28th year is going to be one of the best years ever. New doors are opening. New things are coming in. Who knows? I might even get married. We don't know, but we know. Crazy, huh? I just feel it deep down in my heart that 28 is going to be a good year. Amen. Amen. So yeah, let me know what you guys are grateful for in the comments. And let's get right into it. Social anxiety. I do not have an official definition for it, but for me as Babs, social anxiety is when I feel extremely nervous. I feel fearful, mostly in social situations, whether I'm in a crowd, or I have to speak in front of individuals, or I have to talk to somebody new. Things that give me anxiety include phone calls or situations where I have to confront somebody. I'm not confrontation at all. I hate it. I really hate it. I must say though, if you're socially anxious, it doesn't mean that you are shy. There are many extroverted people that also get social anxiety. I feel like it's for everyone. I feel like everyone gets anxious at some point, but it's at different levels. For some, it's not that bad, but for others, it really affects our lives. So it's not really about being shy or introverted. It's an actual mental health condition that can interfere with your life. And I can attest to it that it has affected my relationships, both with myself and with the people in my life. It has affected the way that I interact with people, especially new people. And the worst thing ever is my public speaking, guys. I know some of you are wondering, okay, if you have social anxiety, how come you're able to make a whole podcast and talk? Well, guys, if it were up to me, this would have been a YouTube channel where I would show my face and everything, but I'm a very anxious person, and maybe at some point in the future I will get the guts to show my face and make it an actual podcast with a video. But for now, it's going to remain audio, and I get very socially awkward. I get very anxious around people. And especially when I feel like eyes are on me, guys, it gets really bad. Had palpitations probably at 100 beats per hour. It's just not something that's nice. So I'm going to give you a bit of story time. It's going to be a very short story on how it has affected me. And this happened when I was at work a couple of months ago. I had launched a campaign for one of my projects at work, and the launch was happening, and I had to make a speech to introduce the concept to the team. I stood in front of these individuals, and I must add that I had prepared for this prior, but I don't know what happened. So I stand in front of these individuals. I'm basically supposed to let them know what the campaign is about, why we're raising funds, why they should participate in the campaign, and so on and so forth. And the first few words come out of my mouth, and I look at everyone. I become speechless. I freeze, and I don't know what to do. And what's going on in my head at that moment is, you're very stupid. You're very dumb. You think they want to listen to what you're saying? How could you think that you could just come and stand in front of these people and talk? Like, ha 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 ha. You get. And all of this is going on in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Should I run away? Should I? It was, and my bosses were there. It was just not a good look. I had to be frank with everyone. When I'm in front of people, I get really shy. And not even shy, like I just get, it's like a debilitating thing that I can't even put in 2 words, but it just comes, it consumes me, and I can't say anything. And of course they took it lightly, and they're like, it's okay, it happens to many of us. And of course my supervisor, she came in and helped me, and she saved me, and she rescued me from the turmoil. But guys, it wasn't a good look at all. And even up to now, when I look back, it's cringe. It's such a cringe memory in my mind, and I wish it could go away. But at some point I wonder if my colleagues look back at that moment, they're like, okay, this was weird, this was very weird. But it wasn't a good day. And I'm sure that has happened to many of us, and in so many other ways. When you have to meet new people, I love and hate meeting new people. Meeting new people is really, really nice, especially like-minded people. I like getting to know others. I like new views, new perspectives. It's a really nice thing. There's so many wonderful people out there. But then when it comes to the point where it's socially awkward, sometimes there are people that I hit it off with, and we talk, but then there are also others where it's just not there. The talking is just not there. The conversation is not conversationing. You get? It's crazy. And there's that awkward silence in between every pause, and it's just in my head I'm like, get me out of here, somebody come rescue us from this. Which reminds me of a meme that I recently watched. Usually when you have something to show your friend, like you've watched this video and it's very funny, and it's probably a very long video for like 10 minutes, but you want your friend to watch it because it was so nice and you enjoyed it. So you take it to your friend and you tell them, hey, watch this. But then when they're watching it with you, doesn't exactly deliver the same oomph that you experienced. And so you're watching this 10-minute video, you're in the second minute, and your friend is busy waiting for that experiences as well, and you're just there stuck watching a 10-minute video because you're already in that awkward black hole that you can't creep out of because you just can't tell your friend that, okay, let's pause, let's stop here. So you're both stuck watching the 10-minute video. It's crazy. So I watched that reel and I laughed because it happens to all of us where things get so awkward. And then this social anxiety also tends to lead to self-sabotage because you're so anxious, you're overthinking, and you're telling yourself, these people probably don't want to listen to me. What am I doing here? I don't fit here. You're overly scrutinizing yourself. It's just not. It's not good. It's not a good experience. So for us, the extremely socially awkward people that suffer from extreme social anxiety, these are the things that I'm trying to do to help myself out. I don't know if they're working because if you put me in front of people right now, I honestly don't know what I would say, but I think it's a lot better than before. So I'm going to take you through a few coping mechanisms that I've tried to practice. There's one thing that I would advise people to do, and that's to take your time. I don't know why we're always rushing. It's like we have to go somewhere. People, please breathe. Learn how to breathe. I'm also learning how to breathe. Even when I'm recording for the podcast, there are times where I'm putting my mind at 100 miles per hour, and I'm like, wait, why am I doing this? I can just give myself time, give my brain time to think before I enter a brain circuit or something, So just learn how to breathe, how to take your time when you're talking to people. Also gradually expose yourself to social situations. If you know that you get very anxious in crowded areas and places where you have to meet people, where you have to do networking, you can expose yourself, like give yourself small doses of those kinds of situations gradually and see how you pan out. So my job involves a lot of networking. It involves me having to meet new people, and I'd say from the time that I started up to now, I feel a change because I have gradually exposed myself to those social situations. I am feeling myself change a bit, and I think as time goes on, maybe 1 more year into it or 2 years into it, I'm going to be a pro, So give yourself time. Don't be hard on yourself. These things happen to all of us. Then for situations where you don't really know what to do, you can bring a friend. The support will help you a lot. I'm an ambivert, but I mostly tend towards the introverted side. So I'm such an introvert. But what's funny is that most of my friends are extroverted, and in situations where I know that this might be really awkward for me, I go with a friend. I tell this person, please come with me, come and help me, I think it helps to break the ice. Learn to break the ice. Learn to be honest with people, especially in social gatherings. Let them know that, hey guys, I am nervous. I'm quite nervous. And you might find that the other people are also nervous. And I tell them, like, hey, we're also nervous. So let's all be nervous together. Yeah, so be honest. Tell people that I'm not doing so well. And it will break the ice. People will make jokes and, it will work out. Then number 3, take breaks. Take breaks. For people like myself, I need a break. I need to recharge. If I don't recharge, I will be the worst person to be around. Because when my social battery goes down, even my best friends know it. Like when that girl's social battery is down, they know. So they leave me. And there's a way it just happens in seconds. I cannot explain this kind of phenomenon, but it just happens. 1 second I want to be there, and the next second I don't want to be there. So what I usually do, even it also happens at home, I come to my room and I take time and I just, stay there. I recharge, and once I'm done recharging, I'm back and I'm able to show up. I'm able to do things that I want. Also learn to communicate with your people. Let them know, because sometimes when your social battery is completely down, you come off as moody or even rude sometimes, and just let your people know that I'm not really vibing right now. And they'll understand. When my best friend knows that my social battery is down, she doesn't force me to do things that I don't want to do. She goes on with whatever she's doing, but at least she's aware and makes things easier for me, and she doesn't make me feel bad about it, because she knows that it's something that happens all the time. I dissociate very fast. One thing about social anxiety, it restricts you from expressing yourself authentically. So find moments where you can find things to do, something creative that you like doing. Now, like for me, this podcasting thing is something creative that helps me express myself fully. Some people draw, some people sing, some people, there's so many things that can help you express yourself. It can be artistic, it can be mathematical, it can be anything that can help you when 80% of your time is being restricted all the time, because we're always in the public, so we're always socially anxious, wondering, do I look bad? Do I do this? It's a lot. So my final advice to us, the anxious ones, don't feel bad about the social anxiety that you get when you're in social situations. It happens, and it can be worked on, it can be improved, and be kind to yourself. Take it one day at a time. Let your people know. Bring friends to social gatherings. Take breaks. Do creative things that help you express yourself. Have those outlets. So the key phrase for this episode is quietly confident. There's so many of us that are very confident, but quietly. We dance in our rooms at 3 a.m. like we're dancing at shows or concerts, but take us out there to dance for people, and we want to be able to. So I'm also going to use it as a hashtag for my posts. Quietly confident. Any quietly confident people, hi, like this podcast, comment if you're quietly confident. You can also use it as a hashtag. The topic for next week, I've been thinking, what should I talk about? I think I'm going to talk about the difference between somebody liking you and somebody just being nice. It happens a lot. It's a very common mistake, and I know I have been a victim of it. It's when we think that the person likes us, but when they're just being nice. I don't know how being nice started being depicted as someone showing interest in you. I don't have a title yet, but you'll know it by next Wednesday. I do make posts on my socials on Wednesdays. I usually give an insight of what the Friday episode is going to be about, so look out for that. Thank you so much for listening in. Thank you guys for the feedback that I'm getting. Thank you. I can't shout out to everyone. We'll spend the whole day here. But thank you guys for the support. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you next Friday. Toodaloo.